Today we're gonna discuss something that many parents might be asking or wondering. Should my child be scared from me? Does fear work in parenting? Do I need to see that they are scared that I know something because it's gonna get very serious? Does this help? So let's try to explore this idea, especially that as many of us might have experienced in the past, that this was a general or a common part of parenting, to worry so much about what would be the reaction or the response of the parent, and we'd be worried about their punishment. Some might have been worried about being hit or smacked. Some might be worried that they will let their parents down. So how effective is this? And if it's not effective, what could be the alternative? So let me start by telling you that being scared is not a good state for me to learn. To be able to learn to behave better and have good values and know what's right or wrong and make decisions, I need to be in a state where I am let's say emotionally stable, to feel safe, to feel secure, so I'd be able to get the best out of me. In the past, they used to think that being in a very stressful situation, or maybe some had the idea that when a child does something wrong, they need to feel really bad so that they can learn from this and not go there again. What we actually know now is that feeling better makes me behave better. If I'm feeling bad, it's very hard for me to behave well. Just like adults, when we are in a day when our mood is good and we are feeling happy or feeling at peace, usually how we act is much better than in a day when we are in a bad mood or we've just had a fight at home or at work. So how we feel really affects how we behave. So let's think of it this way. This is a good time to stop and think about our goals as parents. What are we hoping for and aiming for to see in our kids on the long term? Because sometimes with the stressful life, with the challenges with our children, the fast-paced life, the workload, the responsibilities, having many children, having financial problems, any challenges that we all go through at times, we forget about the long term. We focus on the daily fights. We focus on who's gonna win this time. Are they gonna do what I asked or not? Are they gonna get the grade that I want them to get or not? And we forget to stop and ask ourselves, what's more important? What do I want on the long term? Is the grade more important, or is my child's self-confidence and how they view themselves more important? Is the grade more important, or my relationship with them? Is the grade more important, or their ability to think that they can try better and do better and develop their skills? So I'd invite you all to take some time this week to think of your parenting goals. What do you want to see in your children? Whenever I ask parents this question, I always get responses about them being honest and independent and kind, and to live their values and to be happy and enjoy their lives. So this is a good reminder to think about this when we're making choices and decisions about how we would like to parent them. The thing about fear is that sometimes it does have an effect and it works, but the bad news is it works on the short term only. If I'm scared from you right now, maybe I would do what you want because I'm scared. I'm talking about, again, being scared that whether you would be very tough on me, or being scared because I'd have a very bad punishment, or being scared that you would be upset, or being scared to let you down. So here, when this is the main, let's say, motive of the child, this is the main reason why I behave the way I behave, then it becomes about the parent, not about learning what's actually right or wrong. Let's think of it this way. Eventually, sooner or later, our kids are going to be on their own. We are not going to be around, whether at school, with their friends, at university, when they live alone, when they're traveling. So my role, and the most important part, is to help them learn to make decisions, to help them learn to have choices and make good choices and have good have the responsibility to bear the consequences of their actions. When the child is scared from what's going to happen, all their focus goes to how can I make the parent not know what's going to happen. So they put a lot of focus and energy on hiding what's happening rather than actually dealing with it. And we need to stop and ask ourselves, is this what we want? When my child does something really bad or gets in trouble, what do I want the response to be? Do I want them to think, oh my God, I don't want my parents to ever know? I'll handle this in any way. I'll go ask for help from someone else. Or do we want them to come and think that if I talk to my parent, they're going to help me out? They're going to help me fix this problem. They're going to stand by me. They're going to help me know what to do. So always think of it this way. Think of this situation. I personally believe that part of being successful as a parent is having this safe space where your child would come to you before anyone else when they're in trouble. When they come across something that they see something inappropriate, or be in the context when they see something they don't understand, would they go and ask their friends, or they would rather talk to their parents because they trust them? Always think of it this way. Are they listening to me because they understand what's right and wrong? Are they making their decisions based on getting to learn to make decisions better in a better way? Or are they just scared of what I'm gonna go do? And as we said many times before, every child is different. So every child is going to respond to fear in a different way. Some children are going to become less confident. They're going to feel that they themselves cannot make good decisions. Someone else needs to decide for them. Some others would always depend on the feedback of the parent. So I will not do anything unless my parent asks me to do it. I will not do anything unless I'm going to get a reward or have a punishment. And some other children will just become more rebellious and try to challenge the parent in every way because they have been so sick of the fear. So I'm sure many of us have come across this child who says, I don't care anymore. I'm not scared of you anymore. Even the child who's been smacked, they sometimes end up saying it doesn't hurt anymore, because being in a constant state of fear is very stressful. So another child might be affected by developing anxiety, for instance. So let's stop again and think of the long-term goals. Think of what we're preparing our children for. Think of what's our priority, what are our values, and what we want to plant in our children. Thank you, and I'll see you next time, inshallah.